Hello and welcome back to a very chilly Valgard realm of the Vikings. Now there's so much to show you in this update. We've had some great progress on the Vild swing. Obviously Magma is now completely gone and the foundations are gone as well, so we can show you a little bit of that. And a big update on Raven. It's started having its new colours added and we think they look fantastic, so looking forward to showing you that too. So yeah, let's go and have a look. So I'm now stood in front of one of our large theming pieces. Now this is actually one of the large Viking statues, large Viking warriors that are going to go at the entrance to Valgard. And it's so cool to see these start arriving. We've been waiting a long time. They've made a long journey all the way from the Philippines to get to Paultons, and it's so cool to now see them arrive. We cannot wait to get these installed because it's really going to bring the area to life. It's going to start rising out of the ground and really add that atmosphere into Valgard that we're looking to create. It's also going to be really great because we can start laying out the pathways and the gardens around these pieces of theming, and yeah, really start to see the area take shape. Some really cool updates on the Vild swing. We've added the operator's kiosk, which you can see over here. Now this has been pretty much decorated on the outside now. It looks really, really good with the features on top and the pattern around the outside, and of course the aged timber look that we're going for throughout the whole of Valgard looks fantastic. Now a big update on the ride itself that has now been dispatched from Germany, and we're looking forward to seeing that arriving on site in the next few weeks. We've seen lots of photos of it. The look of the ride looks so cool. We're really, really excited. It's going to add a lot of movement to the area as well. So important when you're designing an area to have good kinetics and good movement in an area, and that's exactly what the Vild swing is going to give us. We've also, on Vild swing, added the mock-up of the entrance portal, which you can see here. Now this obviously isn't the finished article. The real one will be arriving very soon and shouldn't be long before that's installed. And we've also started laying out the queue line behind me. You can see we've added this sort of relief area with the big mound of dirt, and there's going to be some exciting props in here. So our landscape and our gardening team are working really, really hard on that too. And we've done a similar thing with Dracon. Now you can see here the mock-up of the entrance portal for our brand new roller coaster, and also the queue line has started to be laid out in front of me here, and this snakes its way up through into the building, of course, which you can see the gap in the wall up there, which is where you'll enter the station building for Dracon, and there's some cool bits of theming going in there too, so it's going to be a real experience, this queue line too. Really starting to see this land start to be laid out now, creating the plan for us to work off of as we start digging all this up and creating the queue line. So something else that's happened since our last update is that we've taken down a lot of the hoardings that protected this pathway in the middle, as of course this area was all public facing through the summer, so people could access Cobra and Magma. So now that this is all closed off, we've taken the hoardings down, and we think it really opens the area up. It's great to see the space we've got in here to create such a fantastic new environment for people to enjoy. You really get a sense of scale, you can see through everything, and it's really, really cool to see this start happening. So we'll start where Magma once stood, which is just behind me here. Now you can see a lot of work's taken place here, and the ride is now completely gone, including the big foundation that the ride sat on. Now this took a lot of work to get rid of. We were hoping to try and keep it, but when you're designing an area, the levels of all the pathways, everything are really important to allow water to run away, so you don't get big puddles or floods in buildings and all this kind of stuff we've got to think about. And unfortunately the slab that Magma sat on was just too high compared to the other buildings, so we had to peck it away. But don't worry, we've still used the concrete somewhere else on site for building stuff up, so it's not all gone to waste. But yeah, Magma is now completely gone, but it really sets the scene for what is to come here in Valgard, and also allows us to start marking out things like the patio for the restaurant, and also some yard areas and back of house bits as well. So it's really sad to see Magma gone, but of course it is making way for something really exciting. So a building that we didn't show you in the last update is the toilet block. Now I think this looks fantastic. As toilet blocks go, I think it's probably the best one on Park. I love the detailing on the columns, on the gable ends. It looks really cool. So we're going to show you inside because it's a really modern fit out. It's going to be a great experience for the guests because everyone needs to go to the toilet when they're on Paultons, and the quality of these should be no different than anywhere else on Park or in Valgard. There has been a massive update to Raven. As you can see behind me, the colours have started being added to the track. Now we spent a lot of time debating over the final palette choices for this ride. Cobra was such an iconic ride at Paultons, one of our oldest roller coasters, being here since 2006. We wanted to make sure we did it justice when we rethemed it to Raven. And now that I can finally see the colours on the track, I'm confident we've made the right choice. It looks so, so good. Also, the colours of the columns are the exact same colour as Drakon supports. So we think what you're going to see as you come up to Valgard is one uniform colour below the two coasters, and as Dracon rises up through Raven's helix, you're really going to see the two coasters intertwine and look like they're one structure, and it's going to look so cool. We are so looking forward to this being finished and all the colours being added to the track and to the columns. We're nearly there. There's a lot more primer that's been added over the last few weeks, so it won't be long now till this ride is completely finished. You may also have noticed that behind me the roof has changed for the Raven station building, so we've added the same tiled effect that the other roofs have around Valgard, and this will of course also be decorated too. So the way we did this actually is quite interesting. So you can see we built this steel structure on top of the original roof. So the original roof is still there, but we've added the composite sheeting on top of it, and then we'll obviously decorate and add the themed pieces along the top of the ridge too. So a really cool update, really changed the look of this building and brought it within to Valgard, and I think it's blended in really nicely now. Once the decoration's been added on the top, it's going to look really good. We're now inside the ceiling of the Raven station building. Now the original ceiling actually was about where my feet are, so all this space above the ceiling was wasted essentially, so we felt like take the ceiling away, really raise it up, adds a lot more space, and you can see that there's been a lot of work from our carpenters adding all this timber into the steel. Now this is known as battening, and what this does is allow us to add the theme timbers, which you can see behind me here, and then these will be painted up, and then that'll be the final finish. So great progress in here. Really good to see that the theme timbers are being added, so when these start being decorated, it's going to bring the Raven building to life and really bring it into the Valgard theme. Obviously it's an original building, so there's only so much you can do with it, but I feel like with what we've done in the exterior and also in here, it's going to look great. We're now over at the Drakon station building. Now some big updates on here. A lot of the external timbers have been added, and you can see that behind me here. Now these have had their base coat added by our decorators, and then they'll start to add the theme finish as the weeks go on. Internally there's been so much work, a lot of studying and battening going on to allow us to add the theme timbers onto the internals and get them themed up as well. The carpenters have been working really hard in here. There's so much work to get these studs and these batons ready so that the theme timbers can go on. So a lot of the work that we're doing in there you'll never see, which is great to be able to show you in these updates how much work goes into creating a building like this. So what's next to this building is the electrical fit out. So that's things like CCTV, lighting, sockets, so all the things that a building needs, especially a building of this complexity where you've got things like the maintenance area for Dracon, and also things like air gates that stop people getting on the ride before it's too early. So all important stuff going on in this building, and very soon of course the manufacturer will be here to help us with the electrical installation of Dracon itself, and that'll all have to happen too. Now this may just look like a big lump of concrete, but actually it's a really important part of the ride. So this long section here is actually what the transfer track sits on. Now a few of our coasters have transfer tracks, and we use them to move the ride vehicles across into the maintenance area. So right here is where the maintenance area is going to be for Dracon. That's where our engineering team will work on the vehicles, do the daily checks, weekly, annual inspections, all the important stuff that we have to consider when we are building a new coaster. And then over here you can see this is actually where the final brake run is into the station. So we will park the cars there and then move them along this bit of concrete with a special tool that the vehicles sit on, and then they'll slide into a piece of track in the maintenance area where our engineers can get underneath the ride and work on all the important components that make up the ride vehicle. And here is the transfer track itself. So it doesn't look massive, but the vehicle sits on here, obviously locks into place with the brake here, and then yeah, using the wheels on the bottom here, we slide it along that bit of concrete into the maintenance area. So this arrived a couple of days ago from the manufacturer, and yeah, something else to install. And here I am between lots of pieces of roller coaster track for Dracon, so it really won't be long until this starts going up. Yeah, it is imminent. We cannot wait to see this start happening, and as soon as it does, you guys will be the first to know about it. So make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel so you don't miss out any of the updates. We're still waiting for the lift hill to arrive. That'll arrive in the next few days, we hope, and then we'll be ready to start putting it up. So a couple more weeks, won't be long, and we'll be sharing it with you guys every step of the way. Okay, so now we're in our brand new restaurant, and while it may not look like loads has gone on in here, there's actually been so much progress from our carpenters. They've been doing a lot of the studding and battening work to allow us to add the themed timbers, just like in the Raven station. And above my head, above the scaffolding, there's been loads of cable trays added, lots of infrastructure been put in, like electrics, air conditioning, all the stuff that a restaurant needs. So loads going on in here. Also, the kitchen area has had a lot of work, ventilation's been added, things like drainage, planning out where the countertops are going to go, and all the equipment that a kitchen needs, from combi ovens and fryers and all the things that our F&B team need to create some really delicious options in here. We've got some really exciting theming that's going to go in here. It's going to be really created into an amazing Viking feasting hall, and we cannot wait to show you that in future updates. That's it for this update. Thank you so much for joining us on this little look around Valgard. So much work going on out here. Every time I come out here during the week, there's new things to look at, so it's really, really exciting. And make sure you check out our socials on the 31st of October, where we're going to release some exclusive footage of Dracon going vertical. Test, 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 test. No, this is really bad. We've added this. No, I'm gonna start again. It's been oh God, it's been dispatched. This blah 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 blah. Let's do it again. Really, really cool. Really, really great. Really, really fantastic. I've got 3 words in my vocabulary. Really, 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 really. Really, 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 really cool. Really, really cool. Cool. Really, 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 really good. Blah, 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 blah. Oh God, why can't I say this bit? It's just toilets. A very, very important part. Why can't I still think of a new word? Yeah, but it's still important. Why do I keep saying the word important? A big good blooper. Of the columns, and Raven. Yeah, and Raven. We cannot finish being. Oh my God, what am I saying? How am I so bad at this? I'm past caring. Colour scheme's gonna be really, really cool. Really cool. Really cool. Really, really cool. Wait, you said you don't say that. And I've just said it straight away. It's gonna be a fantastic restaurant. And I'm saying all the same words again. Really, really. Okay, I should remember what I'm saying. God, I'm all over the show. Sure, that would do.